Hey everybody, it's Melissa and I'm going to be giving you my honest opinion and full review of Lafayette Street by Bond 9. Alright, so do I like it? Do I hate it? Is it worth it? Is it not worth it? Honestly speaking, to be completely real with y'all, I actually like this fragrance. Alright, so I have tried a handful of Bond 9 scents and none of them really stuck with me. I think the most recent one I tried before this, which was Nomad, was the most daring one that I tried. It's not my personal favorite just because Rose and Oud are not like my favorite scent profiles, but it is like a bold sort of scent, right? But before that, I did try Scent of Peace for him, and there was another jammy rose sort of scent. I can't remember which fragrance that one was. But overall, my opinion of Bond 9 was kind of but Lafayette Street is my favorite one that I have tried. Now, what does this fragrance smell like? On my skin, I pick up apple, ambroxan, and vanilla. Those are the three main things that I get. Yes, it is a bit more on the synthetic side, so please don't assume that you're gonna get like a fresh, crisp, tart apple in the opening and it's gonna be natural smelling. No, this is definitely gonna be more on the synthetic side. There are some florals here and some woody notes in the base, but again, those three notes that I mentioned, definitely the most prominent that I pick up on. Now, in terms of the spectrum with feminine, masculine, unisex, I would say this is marketed as a unisex fragrance, and I do see it as a unisex scent, but it steers a little bit more on the masculine side. However, I do know that this is the type of fragrance that if you were to buy it and your partner saw it on your shelf and she wore it, she would still rock the hell out of it. You know what I mean? I don't think that this is like a super masculine fragrance. I think it can absolutely get super masculine with your skin chemistry, right? But like off the bat, I think that it can go both ways, all right? So with Lafayette Street, here's the thing. It's not, when I say that I think this fragrance is worth it, I mean it in the sense that if you were to step out, you're gonna smell fantastic. There's not gonna be somebody that hates this scent. In fact, I feel like people that would dislike Lafayette Street are fragrance niche heads that are expecting something that's gonna be more complex, something super polarizing, right? And I get it, with price points of upwards of $200, that expectation is totally valid, but at the same time, the fragrance world is so big. You know what I mean? You have $400 scents that smell just simple and mass appealing, and that will piss people off. That's just the way that the game goes, right? But I think that if you wore this to a dinner or a date, wore it to work, people are gonna love it. Like, it's, to me, like an easily intoxicating, clean, fresh fragrance. And in fact, I kind of get a similar vibe to Grave Editor by Tom Ford, and I'm not talking about the way that they smell, but the kind of atmosphere that they suit and the kind of vibes that they bring when I smell it, right? So if you haven't seen my video on Grave Editor, I basically said that it's the type of fragrance that I wear when I'm in the zone, right? When I'm working, when I'm trying to get things done, and it's just like, it's a professional sort of fragrance. And I feel the same way about Lafayette Street. Now, of course, I do think that both of those fragrances can be used casually, but there's something about this scent that just smells like someone that's on top of their shit. You know what I mean? Like, they're not playing games right now. There's just a sort of like, there's a sort of professional yet sexy demeanor to this scent. And I do think that when I say mass appealing, I do think this is the type of fragrance that a lot of women would enjoy. It just has that sort of DNA. So again, that's why I think that it's worth it, is just because when you are hanging out with other people, I mean, I'm sure you yourself, you wouldn't buy this unless you loved it or unless you liked it, but you know for a fact that when you do wear it around other people, it will receive positive sort of reactions. But I'm specifically talking about more reactions from women in particular. I think that this is just such a dumb reach scent. Like, if you don't know what to wear and you can be completely dressed down casually or dressed up, you could throw on something like Lafayette Street, and I think that it would make a really good signature scent as well. Just because it's, I don't know, it's addicting. It's magnetic. It's not my favorite scent ever, but I definitely approve of it. Like if you were to ask me, Melissa, what scent should I get from Bond 9? Maybe something a little more on the masculine side. I kind of feel the same way with this and Percival, where they're just easy fragrances for me to recommend because I know that they'll do the job that you want them to do. You know what I'm saying? Now, the girl that actually gifted this sample to me and a bunch of the other samples, she said that she kind of thought it smelled similar to Myself by YSL. And I do see that. I can see how this is kind of like a niche version of that fragrance. And maybe that's the reason why it works so well, is because it has already boomed that mass appeal. But then again, with Myself, I think if you watched the mini review I did of it, because I think it was like a haul, like a fragrance haul video that I did, it's good. Like if you were to buy that and gift it to a teenager or a college student or anybody in general that doesn't have fragrances, they will like it. You know, it's one of those things that if you test that at the store, immediately it'll get positive responses. You don't have to say like, oh, wait for the dry down, see how you like it later on. It's just at first smell, it can go pretty linear. You know what it is off jump. You know what I mean? Off the jump. That's what I meant to say. I'm skipping words today. But in terms of longevity with Lafayette Street, I'm around about 4-ish to 5-ish noticeable hours. And again, mind you, the way that I've been testing this, it has been with a sample, and it's been, I think I've only done like 3 sprays of it, and it's been on skin, so it hasn't been on clothes. I'm sure that if you did have the full-size bottle and you hit it with 3 to 5 sprays, you can easily get that 5 hours and probably even more than that. But on me with this sample, it's working pretty nicely. It definitely is working pretty nice. Now, I have tried Lafayette Street once before. I'm not sure if I said this in the beginning of the video or if I was talking to somebody about this, but I'll say it again just in case I didn't. But I've tried it before at an airport, and it was just too early in the morning, and I thought it was a bit too sharp and screechy, and it was in a sample vial. But when I tried this fragrance again recently, I was like, oh damn. It's a no-brainer. You know, if I make a video, and I probably will make a video literally right after this one about no-brainer fragrances, like things that you know you can confidently buy and get the reactions you want, then Lafayette Street will definitely be in that video. But also, this is just kind of a question I have for y'all. Because sometimes fragrances smell a little bit different in the samples than they do from the bottles. Does anybody else sort of kind of do you have that sort of experience? Because for me, like with Sauvage Elixir, from the sample vial, I mean, I liked it, especially more in the dry down, but with the bottle, I love it from start to finish. You know, so I don't know, y'all let me know. But then also, more importantly, let me know what you think of Lafayette Street. I do give this a thumbs up. I think it's a good daily wear sort of signature scent. If you are going to get a Bond fragrance, and if you are going to get it to be your signature scent and you want it to work in every single environment, literally doesn't matter, just that's the one you pull for. All right, anyways, I hope y'all have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.